Hi guys, it's Misminiature. Welcome back to my channel. We are doing another speed build today. This is the NottingBerry Home 2.0. Now, 2.0 you may think, why? Well, I built this house for the NotSoBerry challenge, but I had already built a home for that challenge, and it is on the gallery, but I looked at it. I mean, it's an okay build, and I like the landscaping I did with it, but I just thought that I could do better. So this is what I will actually be using in the challenge. So I really like how it turned out. It's pretty cute. It has all the things you need. So I really liked it. And you may have noticed in my intro I have a guest sim with my regular sim. That is Pepper NottingBerry. She will be living in this home and will be the starter for the Legacy Challenge. And this challenge was created by Lil Simsy and Always Simming. In case you've been living under a rock, I am going to explain the challenge a little bit. It gives me some talking points. So first, they created this challenge so that you could play with aspects of the game that you wouldn't normally play. Like most people, especially me. Like when I was reading through the Legacy Challenge, I was like, oh my god, these are things I have not done. Like, this is such a good idea. Because it's not a regular Legacy Challenge either. Like, you can use money cheats. She says, or they say, not excessively, which maybe you would consider this build excessively, but it's fine. It's fine. Like, I don't have a pool or anything, and I mean, she does have some pretty nice stuff in the house, but it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I've decided that it's okay. So anyway, I used money cheats for this. It didn't cost me 100,000 simoleons, but it was pretty close. My original goal was to only use 80,000 simoleons, and that obviously didn't work, so I added some more, and you'll see that later on. But anyway, so they created this challenge so that you could play aspects that you wouldn't normally play. So for the first generation, you have to master the mischievous skill. You have the mischievous aspiration. You have to master the logic skill, the scientist career, and you have to finish the elements collection. Now, I hadn't even really heard of the elements collection. I mean, I'd heard of it, but I never was like, oh, let's do that. But now I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. Like, I like it. And as for the mischievous, I've never played a mischievous sim. I'm always like, oh, let's be super nice and make friends. So it's fun that you get to be mischievous and you get to, you don't have to make enemies, but in my play, I definitely plan to make at least one, because I normally don't make any enemies. I'm like the super nice, popular sim, and everyone is my friend. So I'm excited to play this sim. Oh, my character's name is Pepper. If I could put a middle name, it would be Mint. But for now, it's just Pepper NottingBerry. So she is going to be kind of like my mischievous scientist sim. So I'm really enjoying. I haven't played too far into this challenge yet, but I am really enjoying it. I'm most excited to get to the second generation, which is the Rose generation, and in that one you have to leave someone at the altar, and I'm excited to do that. That hasn't happened, or I haven't done that since Sims 2, I believe, when Cassandra marries Dawn, and Dawn usually, unless you woohoo with him, he'll leave you at the altar. Or that's how I remember it. It's been a really long time since I played Sims 2. I may not even have their names right, or it could have been, I'm 90% sure it was Sims 2. But, so I'm really excited to leave someone at the altar, as awful as that sounds. And, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's exploring parts of the game I haven't or wouldn't normally, and it's a legacy challenge where you don't have to start out with nothing, which is fun, because sometimes when I'm playing a legacy challenge, I find that you get, I don't know, maybe not a couple days, not in sim time, but you get into it so far and you're like, I'm tired of needing to leave my lot to shower and have fun. All I have here is a cot. So I like that you can use money cheats and it's not against the rules. I mean, they do say excessively, but it's fine. It's a suggestion. So this house probably is a little excessive, but I still had a lot of fun building it, and you never know. For the next generation, I can totally start over on this home if I want to, and completely rebuild it for the Rose generation, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I can do that, and it's fine, and that's wonderful. So, Pepper is a jealous vegetarian who is materialistic. She has the aspiration of mischievous. What is that aspiration called? Chief of mischief. That's what it is. And she's obviously in the scientist career. So this house would probably be right up her alley where she's materialistic. Yeah. I did go a little bit overboard when I was decorating the kitchen, but there's just so many kitchen knickknacks that you can have that I probably could have stopped, but I didn't. And it's still, it didn't turn out overly cluttered, but if that bothers you, you can always just take things out. It's not a big deal. And that lemonade tray, which I mainly only put in the home because it was mint, also, it is very difficult to decide what exactly is mint. There are a lot of, I searched on Google, mint colors, and there were some variances, and I was like, well, nothing exactly matches any of these, so I just went with things that were in the realm of the colors I found on Google, but obviously nothing matched exactly. Anyway, I felt that the drink tray was a pretty mint color, so that's why I put it there. But lemonade and iced tea are very expensive. I think it was something it ranged, the cheapest, which was lemonade, was 65 simoleons for 8 glasses of lemonade, and then iced tea was something 165. Don't quote me on the prices, I could be wrong, but it was somewhere in that range. And I remember thinking, girl, if you're gonna make that lemonade, you better invite all your friends over. None of that is allowed to go to waste. You better not be throwing any drinks on anybody, because that is expensive lemonade. Don't do it. Anyway, wow. Okay, so obviously the bathroom is not mint. It is more of a blue color, but I do a mint accent wall there with the tile, and I actually really liked how that turned out. I remember when I first built it, I was looking at that for a while, and I was like, do I like that? I think I really like that. Just kind of unsure whether or not I thought that was genius or if that just looked dumb and I needed to take it down. Anyway, I decided I really liked it, that it was kind of a neat little accent to it, and then I did match the floor to that wall, but you wouldn't even have to match the floor if you didn't want to. You could change it to white tile, it would be fine. Originally, that's what I was going to do. I thought, well, if I'm going to use that as an accent wall, I can't very well match the floor to the accent, because that kind of takes away from the whole point of an accent wall. But then I decided, no, I can do that. I've decided. And also, I am trying to be more energetic and just peppier without seeming fake while I'm doing my voiceovers, because when I listen to them again, I find my voice almost drags or I sound monotoned, and that drives me nuts, because that's not what I want to sound like. So I'm trying to be more upbeat and have more energy through the whole video, because I find I usually start out strong and then start to kind of die off. So this time, high energy whole time is what I am going for. Hopefully it works out. Also, I find I start to lose my voice halfway through, and I get on a momentum and I don't want to stop, but then my voice starts cracking. It's just a whole ordeal. Also, you may have noticed, if you were really paying attention, that in my intro, the sim that I guess would represent me is now wearing glasses. Yes, I had to go to the optometrist just after March break and have my eyes tested because they were really giving me a lot of trouble, which is why I haven't been recording as much, because I've been trying to stay off of the computer because my right eye was just bothering me so much that I did not want to be on the computer and make it worse. Like, even just being on the computer for a short period of time, I was getting really bad headaches. So anyway, I went to the optometrist and she tested my eyes. Anyway, turns out I need glasses. So I finally got those. I was like, well, I should add them to my intro sim. So I did, and now I've told you this story. So that is why I haven't been recording as much, because I was waiting for my glasses to come in before I started back staring at a computer. Because, I mean, for my job, I have to stare at a computer, so I can deal with it if I have to for, like, the work days. But then to come home, all I wanted to do was, like, sit in a dark room and listen to music until my head didn't feel like it wanted to explode. So thankfully I now have glasses and I don't have that problem anymore. And the world just looks so much more clear and crisp. I mean, I can still see things without my glasses. Like, I'm not blind, like, or anything like that. It's just, I had to work a lot harder to see things, I guess, is how the optometrist explained it to me. So anyway, I'm just happy that it's all resolved and I can be on the computer without having headaches or anything, because obviously it would really suck to just start this channel and then not be able to continue it because of a health issue. So I'm just glad to have it resolved, and now you know. Anyway, I am going to talk about the build a little bit now, because I've just kind of been rambling and talking about the challenge. Anyway, so this is her, like, little study, and she's got her elements board in here. I do come back in later and add a chessboard because she needs to master the logic skills. So the easiest way to do that is with the chessboard. I mean, you could travel to a community lot and use the telescope thing, but I mean, if you don't want to leave your home, then you can just use the chessboard. So I added one. So in my previous NottingBerry home, I felt that I didn't use enough mint accents, or, well, enough mint just in general. And in this house, I'm almost thinking, did I use too much? But then that's the point of the challenge. Like, it's supposed to be a little bit over the top, like, so I'm sorry, not sorry. Like, it is very, very mint-like, or very aqua blue, depending which color you're going to go. I mean, I tried my best with the swatches that I had for it to be mint. But I can see now some of the, well, I mean, I could see before, but I can definitely see some of the walls are more of an aqua color than they would be considered a mint. But that's okay. It's bright, it's colorful, she's mint. That's what matters. And I really liked how her room turned out. It's a simple, but almost like elegant look, I guess. It's very classy, even with all the mint. And I do overuse those curtains a lot, because that, to me, the curtains, that's pretty much a almost perfect representation of the color mint. So I do use them a lot. And in the first NottingBerry house, I made the upstairs like a loft so that she could look down over her study. I did think about doing that again, but I thought, well, you just did that. You probably don't need to do that again. And where I wanted in the last house, I built as if just for her. Like, I wasn't thinking about the children that she was going to have in the future. Like, there was room I could have built on another room, but this one I wanted to be more prepared so that you didn't have to change anything once she started adding to the home. So I didn't do a loft, is basically the point. I made extra bedrooms instead. Well, one extra bedroom. I was going to build two, but then I decided to put the living room there instead. So you'll see me take down some of the walls in a little bit. And when I start out playing with this home for the challenge, I delete all the things that I placed into the toddler room because she can buy those later when she actually has a child. But for the time being, I'll just keep it as an empty room that has no purpose until she has children. And then when she does have children, I will create that room as a rose theme, because since the heir will be the rose generation, and I'll also get to have a little pink toddler, so that's exciting. So this build has kind of reminded me of spring, even though I didn't do a whole lot of landscaping. Maybe it's all like the mint colors and the bright colors that make me think of spring. But I live in Canada, so it's very rare that I get reminded of spring in March, because last night we had another snowstorm, so I may never see spring. It's rough. But I get to play The Sims where there is no seasons yet, and that's okay because at least it's always nice. Unless I get a mod, in which case I wouldn't, because if I wanted to see winter, I could just look outside. But yeah, I know a lot of people complain that we don't have seasons yet, and I totally get it. I want seasons just as much as everyone. But look on the bright side. It is always nice in your Sims games. So even when it's like storming outside, you can play your Sims and think, well, it's sunny here. So yeah, the bright side of things. You always have to remember to look there. So this is my very, my cramped living room. But I figured she'd be like too busy in her study to really worry about chilling and watching TV. It's really just there for a quick picker-upper, I guess. I don't really think she's gonna spend too much time watching TV, but you never know. She could get really bored from all the logic and scientist stuff she has to do. So I could be really thankful I put it in there later on. So when I was putting the curtains in here, I was like, alright, you need to give the mint curtains a break. Like, let's just put some plain white ones in here. It'll be fine. And I did debate, you'll see I changed this room color quite a bit. I debated, and I didn't cut it out this time, which normally if I've like gone through a lot of room colors, I just cut it out until you only see the last two. But this time I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let them see my train of thought. So I wasn't planning to make it mint related at all, but I was like, no, you should stick to the theme. It would look really, I just felt it would look weird if every other room was like a minty-ish color, and then the living room was brown. I mean, it would probably work, but I felt like you'd just kind of look at it and be like, one of these things is not like the other. Speaking of songs, I have had Beauty and the Beast's Gaston song stuck in my head all day. And I'm not entirely sure why. I haven't seen the new Beauty and the Beast yet, and I haven't watched the original since, it's probably been at least a couple months, but I don't know, it's just decided to be stuck in my head. And I don't know all of the words, like I know the tune, but there's like set parts that I know, and those are on repeat over and over. Anyway, we are getting pretty close to the end here. So I really hope you enjoyed this speed build and that you're enjoying the NotSoBerry challenge. I know I am. Little Simsy and Always Simming did a really good job, so thank you for that, guys. Yeah, and let me know how you're finding the challenge. If you want to comment or subscribe, that'd be great. And yeah, I will see you again. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye. And here are your screenshots.